no, a little bit over a year ago, when the casting was first being done for the Netflix show, the Marvel's Netflix collaboration show, Iron Fist, there's a little bit of a public backlash / outcry that the titular character, Daniel Rand, was cast as a white guy with blonde hair and blue eyes. And back then, they were saying all sorts of things like, oh, this is whitewashing, oh, it's the return of the white savior trope, oh, it's the return of the white man is better than Asians at Kung Fu trope. The only problem with it back then, is we're facing the same problem right now, is that Daniel Rand was always white. He was never Asian. He's not being whitewashed, he's not being race swapped, he's not being replaced with a white guy. The character since his inception was white. Daniel Rand. White orphan, or white child, orphaned in the mountains, and then adopted by, the Eastern influenced inhabitants of a mystical, magical city that doesn't exist in the real world. From there, he went on to train under brutal conditions, fought a fucking mystical, immortal dragon, won the fight, and became Iron Fist, the immortal champion of Kunlun. Sounds like an interesting story, doesn't it? I mean, I don't think Netflix saw any interest in that in the first season of Iron Fist, but I digress. Let me get back to the point. Let's fast forward a year later to where we are now. The show just came out. I think it's okay. I think it's decent. I think it's better than Jessica Jones, better than the first season of Daredevil, and on par with his partner, Luke Cage. So I think it's a decent show. It's a damn good decent show. They focused a little bit on the wrong part of his origins. I really would have liked to see them, go through and show the training that Danny Rand, the white guy, had in the fucking Asian culture, just to shut up some of those critics, I think there was a bit of misstep, but people had, before the series even came out, early reviews of it were bad, and they were bad purely on the basis that Iron Fist is white. I got some bad news for you, or perhaps some good news if you're an optimist. Iron Fist is white now. He was white a year ago when I made a video on this topic, and he was white a fucking half century ago when he was created, and he'll still be white. Well, no, I shouldn't say that, because, some of these marks may not realize, some of these smarts, I should say, that the title of Iron Fist is passed down from person to person. Right now, the current Iron Fist, or at least the main one in the comics and in the show, is Daniel Rand, but there have been previous Iron Fists who are different races, even different sexes. They're female Iron Fist. Only 3, if I remember correctly. Or no, it might have been just 1. You know what? I read the Immortal Iron Fist comic series, and I think it's really good. And if you want to see someone other than a white guy, quote unquote, be Iron Fist, you should read those comics. But all the people complaining aren't going to pick up a fucking comic book. They're not even going to pick up an app where they can read the comic book on their smartphones. Let me just reiterate for what feels like the 100th time this week. Iron Fist is white. Daniel Rand is white. The story works partially because he's white. Especially his origin. He was a stranger in a strange land. I mean, that is an ancient storytelling trope. There's nothing inherently wrong with tropes, contrary to popular belief, especially if they're executed properly. He's not a Batman, right? Batman willingly went out and trained and learned Kung Fu from the masters and became better than them. Danny had no choice. He was fucking orphaned on the footsteps of a mystical land. He had to learn Kung Fu because everybody there learned Kung Fu, and he just got good at it because he did it for 15 fucking years, and he had the motivation to become good at it, and he became Iron Fist. Fist, and it's an interesting part of his character, really. Which wouldn't be as interesting if he was just a fucking Asian guy who was good at Kung Fu. Because guess what? Marvel has a lot of those characters, and they're pretty generic, let me tell you. Anyways, to wrap this up, I find it hilarious that the show went from the announcement, from the casting choice to now. Nobody has apparently done their fucking research or learned their fucking lesson, and they're still negatively attacking the show, even going so far as to call it in the co-creator racist, because the main character's white. I don't know. I've been watching the show. I think it's okay. I haven't finished it yet. I might do a review when I finish it. I think it's good. It's confirmed for a second season. So all you know, the people that are mad now, I guess you still got a while to go.